Okay, welcome everybody. Today we're going to do a super cute butterfly painting lesson. This is going to be for a 5-year-old birthday party that I have coming up, and it's just a quick little lesson about appropriate for this age, but anybody can do it just to have fun.
Hi guys, I'm Zoe. I have pizza there, and then mommy doing pizza. Mommy has hair, and mommy has a jacket, and mommy has a jeans.
Okay, what's mommy getting ready to do? Am I going to get ready to paint? Isaiah's over here working on a colored pencil drawing as well.
Mommy paint.
Am I getting ready to do a painting?
What paint?
I'm going to do a butterfly painting.
Mommy do a butterfly. Mommy do a butterfly painting. Now here's mommy doing bag.
Okay, can you say goodbye to all our friends?
No, but I see my baby bird. It's my mommy who's there.
Okay, you're talking so fast. They can't. Okay, so here's the requested butterfly painting that I did. Really quick. Didn't take me long at all, and this should be really easy for the 5-year-olds or around that age to do. And here is everything that we need. I keep everything for different projects in little baskets like this that I got from the Dollar Tree, because a lot of times I'm working on several projects at one time, so it's best to keep all the paint that I know for each project in a little basket here. But you can see we're working on a 10 by 10 canvas, already primed, ready to go. And then this is the green paint that I have. I just had this. I get this from Michael's, and most definitely use my coupon. This is the green. This is the cobalt blue that I used. Now you can use any colors. It doesn't have to match mine exactly. These were the different colors. Those were the 2 background colors, and I used a little bit of white in it as well. But here's my purple and my pinks. These are just craft paints. Nothing major. Nothing expensive, really easy, good little lesson to practice. And then this was a cutout actually that a sweet friend of mine, Amy Stevens, who did my baby shower for Zoe. She made a little banner of these butterflies that spelled out Zoe as well. And so I have saved them, and look, I'm reusing them. Woohoo! Thank you, Amy. And so I just use this for my little stencil, and so the littles are also going to practice tracing around the butterfly as we go. And then as I'm painting, which you'll see, I'll show you as we get to it, on the edge of the butterfly I used glitter. So on the pink wings I used the pink, and then on the purpley wings I used this beautiful purple glitter. This is a fine glitter. Both of these are a fine glitter. And then I used a bigger glitter for the black body of it. So I also used black and white also in amongst with the paint here. Okay, so here I am set up at my table where I'm going to paint at. I have my canvas. These are the paintbrushes that we're going to use. I have one large one to cover the whole canvas. I have the next size so I can do the wings. Then I have this one to do the body of the butterfly. And then I have the round, small pointed brush to do the antennas and any little vines if you want to do the vines. But these are all flat brushes. These are just not expensive brushes at all. And you can tell they have been well used and well loved by lots of kiddos. So these are just what I have. I try to use what I have so I know that all the kids in my class can paint with these brushes. I utilize everything that I have that the kids would have, so I know that they can do it as well. For the stencil, remember I already had this stencil cut out, but if you don't have a stencil or whatever, you can do, where you get the paper and you put the paper in half and then just draw your wings on there so you get a symmetrical butterfly. So a quick little easy way to get your little stencil. And you can make your wings however you want. They can be really fancy or they can be very simple. I have my plate that I put the paint on for, and I have my water cup, but you can see there's barely any water. They don't need a lot of water, so it's less chance for spilling, and you don't want the water to go over the ferrule, the metal part of your brush. You can't see it here because it's covered with paint, but on this one, the metal part. If you stick your brushes in the water and the water comes back above, comes past the ferrule, the water starts seeping down into the ferrule and starts breaking up the glue that holds the ferrule on the stick, and then you get this happening where the brushes come off of the wooden handle. So if you just add a little bit of water in your cup, then you don't have that issue. It won't go past the ferrule of your brush. Okay, also another thing that I wanted to mention was that during the process of painting, if you don't want to wait for your background colors to dry, I have several hair dryers throughout the studio, and that just makes a quick little way to dry your background, so then you can move and proceed faster, because you want to let your background paint dry before you go and trace on your butterfly to get that on there. Okay, and remember, littles are going to paint really quickly. Let them have fun, just kind of guide them through it. So we want them to break out of their creativity, you know, and just let them have fun with it. Okay, so I'm taking my cobalt blue and I am just painting on my background. I'm just going to kind of go in a circular motion kind of around the canvas. And I'm going to do that through the whole thing, just so my brush strokes go in a circular manner, like that. I'm probably going to have to do 2 coats, so I'll show you when it's done. I also painted my sides, my edges of my canvas, and then I'll show you. Okay, so here is my first coat. You can see it's still very streaky. Some kids may want to stop here, but if you want them to go ahead and get more of a completed look, to kind of smooth it out, you can do that, or you can leave it like this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm ready. Got my background all blue and completely dry. So now I'm going to move on to the rest of my background. You can see I have my green and my white already set out. I'm still going to use the big brush that I used to do the blue, and my motion is going to be circular as well, the same as what I did kind of here to get that illusion of the movement in the direction of the strokes. So I'm just going to start here. I'm not going to do anything too fancy, really easy. Just keep your strokes in a circular motion. You don't have to be too perfect. No gloppy glops, no thick paint. Little kids tend to add a lot of thick paint. So I would just, you know, try to help them guide it in a fairly large circle. You don't want to cover the whole background because that's not what we're doing. And there we go. Okay, so now we can go ahead and let this dry, or we can go ahead and grab some paint, some white paint. And I'm just going to add a little bit in the center, keeping the strokes the same. The butterfly is going to be right there, so you don't have to worry too much. And I'm going to pull some of that white out, but then I'm going to grab a little bit more green and bring that back in. If I feel my circles uneven anywhere, I'll kind of go back and smooth that out. Okay. When you get to a happy spot, then to where you like it, I probably will add a little bit more white. We want to be able to see it a little bit from once our butterfly is placed on there, so we can see a little bit of that lighter green coming through as well. And I'm just going to smooth it out. You can leave it streaky if they like it streaky. They may not want to take the time to really smooth it out that much. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the green and just come back on my outside a little bit. Just to make my circle a little bit wider. And make sure no gloppy glops. Okay, and then once I'm happy, remember your butterfly is going to be right there, so it doesn't have to be too perfect. Okay, so I'm going to dry this and then we'll come back in and we'll put our butterfly on there. Okay, so I'm completely dry now and I have my butterfly stencil ready to go and my pencil, and I'm really just going to center it. And my stencil was pretty much just perfect for the size of this. So we're just going to trace it on there. Make sure they don't press too hard because you don't want to poke a hole through your canvas. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. My son, Isaiah, made me a smoothie. So I've got that over here drinking it. Okay, so sorry. I just had a coughing spell. So I'm back here now. We're going to finish tracing our butterfly. Try to let them do it if they can. If not, you can help them trace it on there the best that they can. Okay, and I'm just going to come back in here and I'm just going to finish the body lines and then the wings. Just so we know where the two wings are. Okay, now I'm just going to get my purple. I'm going to start with my purple paint color. Now sometimes with the cheaper paint, there's not as much pigment in it, so you will have to do a couple different layers. Okay, then I'm going to grab my second brush, the second largest brush, and I'm going to just start filling in the wings. I'm going to get one layer in there, one coat of paint. Oh, you can see this is a wobbly brush. And that's because it's starting to get loosened from the glue from the wooden handle of the brush. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on this wing first. And then, because I did add a little bit of the white paint as well. So I just grabbed a little bit of that white paint just so it wasn't just the dark. But you can see we're going to need another coat. So we're going to come in here. See, I'm going to just lay it in here. I'm working fairly quickly. Try to get them to keep the brush strokes in the same direction or smooth them out when they're all done. So it has a nice smooth look to it. Okay, so I've got that one, and I'm going to grab a little bit of that white paint. I'm just going to come in here, add a little bit of the difference. But once this dries, we're going to come back and add another layer, because that's just not enough. So I'm not even going to rinse my brush. I'm going to take it to the paper towel, rinse some of that purple paint off, but then I'm going to add some of my pink to it, and I'm going to do the bottom. Doesn't matter if I have purple in my brush, because the butterfly is going to be pink and purple, so it'll add a nice bit of purple to it as well. And this also is very translucent in color. It's just because it's a cheap craft paint. Smooth out any gloppy glops. Please forgive me, I have a slight cold. I think it's a cold. So I grabbed a little bit of that purple. We're going to let that dry because we're going to add another layer. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the other wing. Doesn't matter if some of that purple comes off, because we want that kind of beautiful two-tone look. I'm going to smooth out. Make sure I'm getting up to my lines. My hand's blocking my pencil line. Okay, so we're all filled in. You have to let that dry, but I'm going to come back in and I'm going to grab some of this purple. Didn't even wash off my brush. I'm going straight to it. Doesn't matter if some of that pink's in there. It'll just create a nice, beautiful two-tone look. Now, if your paint was not dry, you may end up pulling up some of the paint underneath. And so you want to just kind of make sure that your paint is dry before you add another layer of paint. Mine's not quite dry, so I'm not going to go over that area right there. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry this first layer of paint. Okay, as you can see, I've got my wings done. Before the paint dried, I put my glitter on wherever I wanted the glitter. And then I just painted the body black and put black glitter on there. And then I just took a little bit of the green and white and I used the smallest brush, the round brush, and I just quickly did some little vines in the corner. And there we have a completed butterfly painting. I certainly hope you enjoy. I hope you guys have fun painting together. Thank you for watching.